Hello everybody, and welcome back to a brand new episode of NASCAR 25 Career Mode here on the channel. Hope you're all having a great day. Today we take on Circuit of the Americas, a road course, but unfortunately only in a level 2 car, so it's not going to be an easy day, but we also have Phoenix Raceway coming your way. I am making this video, about 2 hours after the NASCAR Cup Series Championship 4 race at Phoenix just came to a conclusion. And I'm still at a complete loss for words in how everything went there. And I am so sorry to Denny Hamlin and all Denny Hamlin fans and how that race ended. Kyle Larson, as you guys know, my 3 favorite drivers are Daniel Suarez, Kyle Larson, and Shane Van Gisbergen on my podium. And then Denny Hamlin is my 4th favorite. But I mean, as happy as I am to see Kyle Larson win another NASCAR Cup Series championship, I am absolutely devastated in the way that it happened, and NASCAR's ridiculous playoff format just continues to be a bit of a joke there on that side of things, where Kyle Larson scored the most points on the entire season, but yet with the way things ended, it felt like he didn't deserve the championship when he clearly did, and I think that's a staple in the playoff format right there. It's time to move on, man. Absolute devastation for Denny Hamlin, and I can't even imagine the pain that he's experiencing in losing in the fashion that he did. Now, let's focus back in on this game. You know, I am actually planning when we get to the PC version in a way of removing the playoffs potentially from the game, or maybe doing it manually, but here we are on a road course for the first time. We have been a road course ringer for our entire NASCAR career, from ARCA to Trucks to now Xfinity. Finished second at the Charlotte Roval. It's not going to be the same here in COTA as we qualify P27 with a brand new paint scheme. As you guys saw, the Toxic Waste Candy, blue, yellow, black Toyota Supra. We got Connor Zilisch on pole position as we would get ready for some racing. The goal is to finish in the top 25 here in COTA, so we'll see what we can pull off, but we are on a level 2 car, so it's not going to be a great race for us, and we're just gonna have to be patient and really just claw and just fight and scrap for every single position that we can find. And I think the restarts are going to be obviously the prime opportunity for us to go forward in this race. So we'll get ready to go racing here now in this number 55. And you know, like I said, we always are excited to go road course racing, but this is a road course that's got a really long front straightaway, and I think that's not really going to play into the strengths of what this car is capable of. Nonetheless, let's go racing behind our Sam Hunt Racing teammate of Ryan Truex. A horrific start right there. Just couldn't get the car to rotate through the final corner now, and we continue down the front straightaway here. Jeremy Clements, and you can see, we are in trouble here with speed once again. This is something we've been struggling with since Daytona and Atlanta. The speed of this car on the straightaways, really not that great, and especially the corners at Daytona and Atlanta were really the really sour spot for this car. You see what I did there? The Toxic Waste Hazardly Sour Candy sponsorship, but nonetheless, we're going to just rely on our road course expertise to hopefully take us forward throughout this field here. Now, we currently run P28, so we're actually running worse than where we qualified. We've got 5 laps here in stage number 1 as we line up behind the number 42 of Anthony Alfredo as we'll exit the left-hander, and now we'll get ready to maybe set Alfredo up for a move. We could go the inside. We'll stick it around the outside instead, and we'll try to get up to P27. Now alongside our teammate here, Ryan Truex, who briefly clears me, but as we head down into the right-hander, bit of contact there with Alfredo. Truex maintains track position, but there's a good dive bombing opportunity coming up right here. And I know Truex is a teammate. We've not really had true teammates before, but we're going to dive up the inside of this number 24 and say thank you very much. We'll try to take the position. Truex is going to fight back along the outside and re-clear us as we head into the long sweeping right-hander, so we'll have to settle in P27. Now, of course, you guys hear me calling Ryan Truex a teammate. If you're maybe new, no, you cannot actually race on real teams in the NASCAR 25 career mode, unfortunately. But what we are doing in this career mode is it's very story-like based. I love to make stories in my NASCAR career modes, and a part of this storyline that we have been running through is that we are racing for Sam Hunt Racing now in this number 55. So come to lap 3 of the stage, we continue in P27. Truex has actually gotten through to 25th. He's past Blaine Perkins in the number 32. And as we continue on to try and reel in that number 32 Chevrolet, we're getting a little bit closer here. We might actually get right to his back bumper just about and have an opportunity to maybe go for a bit of a dive bomb here now in the next few corners. Hold on, he's missed the right-hander. He misses the apex. He goes wide. We'll be side by side. We'll get the run. We clear the 32 of Perkins and move up into P26, but now to 2 laps to go. A big spin slide right there on the exit of the left-hander, and a big mistake there for myself as this will relegate us down with 2 laps to go in stage 1 to P31. A costly mistake right there, and now we have to get back into the flow of things and try to get after it now, as that was not a mistake I usually make at road courses now. My first time, of course, racing here at COTA, and it's not going to be the smoothest experience, unfortunately, for me. As we exit turn 1, final lap, we immediately are able to get back to the 71 of Ryan Ellis, pinch him a little bit there on the curbing, and go around the outside and move ourselves back into the top 30. But yeah, this is certainly not the road course effort I was hoping for. I was kind of hoping that I would be able to kind of outperform the equipment that I was in, but unfortunately not really happening here, as Connor Zilisch won the stage. 10th place has already crossed the line, and we're 30th position here in stage number 1. Zilisch, of course, is in this storyline. This is his first full-time season of Xfinity Series action. We are going against him in Rookie of the Year competition, as we will pit for 4 tires in field, just like the rest of the field, as we get ready to go green here behind the 42 of Anthony Alfredo. Matt DiBenedetto to my left side. Green flag is out, and man, when you go green in that final turn, it is not easy, because it just kind of shoots your car straight, and we pay the price right off the bat. We're 3 wide, making contact with the 4 of Retzlaff. As Garrett Smithley goes through, we are relegated down to 33rd, but we've got a great opportunity to do this. Dive bomb up the inside, just trying to avoid contact. I don't want to barrel it off into the corner and hit cars, as we do make a little bit of contact on the left rear quarter panel of the Dude Wipes 42 Camaro of Alfredo, but that could have been a lot worse. So I felt like we did a pretty good job right there, and we're back up into the top 30, fighting alongside DiBenedetto and that 99 Viking Camaro. I'm honestly really just trying to get past him right now, just so I can stop saying his name and risk getting it wrong, of course. Now I was trying to say DiBenedetto 7 times fast. I don't want to do that challenge. We clear him, and now we're back up the inside of Perkins. The racing get a little bit scrappy here in the back half of the field. Now we continue with the 32, who wasn't willing to give it up, or the 31, sorry. Well, dive bomb up the inside of Alfredo, tag the back of the 51 of Clements. Absolute scrapping back here now, as Alfredo's going to go for the pass. We'll do the SVG supercar style move, switch back, dive bomb up the inside, and we'll try to get him for the 27th spot. Absolutely wild racing from 25th on back here now. If only it was for a win, that would be even better. But nonetheless, we get the job done, and we move up into the 27th position, and now we can kind of focus in on Jeremy Clements and the rest of this field, and we would very quickly get to the back of this 51. And now on lap 2 of the stage, look at this run right here. This is going to allow me to go up the inside of Clements here into the left-hander, and we should be able to clear him right there on the exit now. So up into the 26th position, as we now look to run down Josh Balicki and again, our teammate there of Ryan Truex. Now, as we approach lap 3, Balicki missed the apex right there, but didn't really impact him too much. We would eventually, however, run him down another lap around the track, as Zilisch continues to lead, looking for another victory here now. And now, as we get closer to the back of Balicki, we've made the same mistake that we made in stage 1. Oh, I've self-spun and crashed, and the caution is actually going to come out. And yeah, we've got some damage. We're going to be P28, but obviously, yeah, you can see the arrows at 68%, engine 88, radiator 85, 15 seconds of damage. Obviously, we need to fix that. Take tires, take fuel as well. All right, we've got some work to do, to say the least, and we'll get ready to go back racing for stage 3, where unfortunately now, I mean, like I said, this has been kind of a disaster of a road course race for myself. We're going to be 38th and having to try to gain 13 positions if we want to get that top 25 sponsored goal. And when we're in a smaller team, we're in a midfield team. Sam Hunt Racing is most certainly a midfield team, and I mean, every bit of every ounce of money, I mean, every dollar is so important. So getting that top 25 goal is really important. It's a pretty slow restart for myself. We're going to get aggressive down into turn 1, see what we can gain. We're 3 wide now at the inside of Smidley, right on the back of Fincham, actually getting into the left rear now, as we're going to take a 3 wide with Fincham and Greg Van Alst here now as we head into the S's, and none of them willing to give it up now. They're racing hard here, so we've only gotten ourselves up into the 35th position. If we are going to get into the top 25, we've got to gain 10 more spots, as we're, well, not doing ourselves any favors hitting the curbing right there, but it's going to be a very difficult challenge to get into that top 25. We're 3 wide. We managed to get a 2-for-1 special. That's how aggressive we're willing to get now to the back of Gase there. It's Retzlaff to the left side, and that number 4. Where do I go? Well, I'm going to get super aggressive. We're going to dive it up the inside, and now a bit of contact with the 53 there of Joey Gase. Here we go for maybe a move here. Nope, not quite close enough now, but hold on. Enough of a stack up there. We'll go 3 wide, and we'll gain another 2 positions, and we should be able to dive bomb Ryan Ellis right here pretty easily in this 71. Lean on him a little bit, go for a bit of a slide, but nonetheless, we'll take the position from him up into the top 30. Getting absolutely scrappy here in this final stage, just like we were in stage 2, and we actually might still have a shot to get into the top 25. Now to the right side of Blaine Perkins on the exit of turn number 1 through the S as we go, and this will move us up into P29 once we can complete this pass, because as you can see here, Perkins not going to make it easy now as we continue on, kind of shut the door on him, and we'll take the 29th position. Next up, our good friend Amanda Benedetto as we try to close in on that number 99 Viking Camaro. Once again, they're side by side in front of him. That's a good opportunity to get myself closer to this group of cars. That's 3 cars we need. That would get us into 26, and we would only need 1 more car after that, which is currently my teammate of Ryan Truex now, as we look for an opportunity to pass this 99, but it's not going to quite happen yet. We're right to his back bumper, actually pushing his back bumper, and I'm maybe a little bit too aggressive right there, but it did work, and we cleared the 99, and now let's dive up the inside of the 51, wheel to wheel, and really using up some of these guys, but we clear him nonetheless with 4 laps to go in stage number 1, and to the back of Anthony Alfredo. Look at this run down the hill into the S's now, and we'll pull up right alongside his Camaro and go dead even into the S's now as we look for P26. More contact there leaning on him, and he's going to actually stay ahead for now. Not much I could really do about that one. Alfredo played his cards to perfection right there to keep himself in front of myself. We need 2 more spots with 3.5 laps remaining in this race. I think that's going to be possible, but it depends on how quickly I can clear this 42 of Alfredo, which is hopefully going to be right here. A big dive up the inside. Obviously don't want to run him over, as I do hit the curb and bounce over into him, and he still gets in front of me as I continue to really get aggressive here now, and we'll take the position from Alfredo into P26, but I just don't think we're going to be close enough to run down Ryan Truex. Unfortunately, I do think we're going to come up short of this top 25 goal. Connor Zilich is continuing to lead this race with 2 laps to go. He's driving away from the field, and unfortunately, I am just not close enough to run down Ryan Truex at this point. I just don't think we're going to have the recipe for success on this one here now as we approach the final few moments of this race. Corey Day just up in front of the 24 as well as we continue on, and Connor Zilich is in full control, looking to get his first win on his first full-time season. That would lock himself into the NASCAR Xfinity Series playoffs now, is right to the final lap at this point. Zilich out of the penultimate turn, down the short chute towards that final left-hander, and make way. We've got a new driver in the playoffs, and it's a NASCAR superstar in the making. Connor Zilich down the front straightaway will pick up his first win of the season. As for myself, we continue to just ever so slightly maybe reel in the 26 or the start of the 24, but a mistake again on the final lap. The same mistake we made in stage 2, just simply pushing too hard, just obviously sets us right back into defense mode over the 51 at this point now as we head into the carousel for the final time, and just not what I expected from myself on a road course, and I am hopeful that next time we come to a road course, we're just going to be able to do better than that. And I'm confident that we will. And the reason for that is simply because I know next time we come to a road course, we'll have better equipment, and that's going to really make all the difference at that point now as we come through the final left-hander and down the front straightaway to settle for the 26th position here in Circuit of the Americas. Not a pretty performance by any standard. And yeah, I mean, just not what I wanted to do, not how I wanted to look. However, a big W there for the number 88 for Junior Motorsports there of Connor Zilisch, and we can focus in on going to, of course, Phoenix Raceway. Now, Sheldon Creed actually ends up P2 over Sam Mayer, so both of the Haas factory cars on the podium there in the top 3. So P2, P3 for them. Austin Hill, Sammy Smith in the top 5. So making some repairs to the engine and chassis body and suspension. And we're going to be looking at Phoenix now, where as well, before we go into Phoenix, though, I should mention right there, you see Zilisch to the top of the standings. We're P20, already basically looking at if we want to make the playoffs, it's the same as the trucks. We're going to have to win, because by the time we get a competitive car, it won't be, you know, early enough in the season, so we're gonna have a lot of points that we have to make up. I can confirm, I did it off camera, I bought level 3 parts for the car coming into Phoenix, so we do have a level 3 car all around for this race, and then depending on how we run and how much funding we get and how much profit we get after this race, we should be able to hopefully as well get access to level 4 parts concluding this episode. Now, 2 qualifying here from Phoenix now, and as we head off into turn number 3, we can send it in pretty deep in the car, and into the corner, because the car just doesn't have a lot of speed. And as we exit turn 4 to the start-finish line, well, we're exactly 25th, right on where the sponsor goal is here now, setting us up pretty well on pole position. Well, it's part-time driver of Eric Almirola. Now, if he was to win this race, for example, if Almirola does win this race, I can confirm we now do have a way of doing manual points. So it would actually be fine if he won. We would be able to, of course, exclude him from the playoffs, and we'd be able to do whatever we need. So it wouldn't actually be a detriment if he wins now, since we have an opportunity to do it the right way. Nonetheless, let's go green here from 25th position from Phoenix Raceway now, as we head off to the green flag down towards turn number 1. Of course, you cut the dog leg as much as you want. You're not really going to see the AI do it much. I would love to see the AI all just cut down there. It would be really cool to kind of see that kind of accuracy to real life. Maybe that's something that we get in the future. Who knows? But I feel like it'd be kind of tricky for them to get the AI to cut down there on restarts, but then not cut as much after restarts. I don't know. I'm, of course, not a video game developer, so I have really no clue. But nonetheless, right off the bat, Alfredo up my inside, and he's going to clear me on the exit of turn number 4. Not exactly what I wanted to see right there, and we're going backwards now. The 70 of Leland Honeyman Jr. actually going past me as well into turn number 1, and Eric Almirola is immediately out to a bit of a commanding lead in this race. As Zilisch started on the front row, he's actually dropped back into the 3rd position now, as we would kind of settle in here on lap 4 of 11 in stage 1. And actually, we're going to make a pass here on Jeremy Clements. Actually got a little bit tight in the middle of the corner, washed up into the side of him. Not exactly what I had in mind right there, and so we're trying to side draft him a little bit down into turn number 3. He runs a little bit high. That's going to open the door for me to do that. We'll clear him, and there we go, up into the 26th position now, as it will set our sights back on Honeyman Jr. And based off the first couple laps, I didn't think we were going to have a chance to come back at these guys, but here we are, lap 7 of 11 in the stage, and we've still got Honeyman right behind us into turn number 3, and I'm actually going to run a little bit further up the racetrack and try to pass him utilizing this outside lane, but unfortunately didn't quite hit it like I needed to right there, and we're gonna lose out here, because now through goes Clements, and we'll drop back down into 27th place with just 3 laps to go when we come back around. But we get back up the inside of Clements on the exit of 4. Now we're going to be the one cutting the dog leg all the way right to the yellow line where the pit lane is, and that'll get us right to the back of Honeyman as we slide across the nose of the 51 of Clements, trying to make sure he doesn't get an opportunity. You see me actually downshift into 3rd and go back up into 4th, just trying to get a little bit more RPMs to just take off the corner. So as we head down to 2 laps to go in stage number 1, still just kind of leaning on the back of this number 70 as we come out of turn 4. Once again, back to the dog leg apron here with the final couple of laps in stage 1 underway, and if we can make this pass, we'll be in that top 25 position, but unfortunately didn't quite work. We would actually lose back out to Jeremy Clements, who would pass me on the inside. Eric Almirola would win stage number 1 as we head down this back straightaway into turn 3. 10th place crosses the line. It's P27 in this first and opening stage. Not a great start, but yeah, I mean, kind of running where I expected to be running a little bit coming into this race, but hopeful that we can continue to make some improvements as we continue on. But yeah, we're going to come into the pits, and I actually wanted to make some adjustments because what I had found was the car was pretty tight. So I would go from that 50.0 down to a 49.0 here for stage 2, and hoping that can just give me a little bit more mid-corner rotation, and same for the exit of the corner, really just all around. As stage 2 kicks off here now, it's Almirola, it's Allgaier, it's Zilish, the top 3 here as we cross the stripe, and now we're free to do this. Cut right down to that dog leg here. We run 27th, 28th position now. Matt Benedetto looking to my right side into turn number 1. How about Joey Gase up here as well in the conversation as it will roll through 1 and 2, and here we go. We're clear of that 53 to the left rear of the 70, but he'll get clear down the back straightaway with just the overall lack of speed of this number 55. Of course, Sam Hunt Racing Toyota Supra now, and unfortunately that's going to allow De Benedetto back up my inside. They're 3 wide in front of us here with the second lap underway in stage number 2, and I had immediately, fortunately, although we're lacking some speed, I had felt a major improvement on the corner ability of this car. It had freed up quite a bit to a point where you can see I can really rotate the car up off the corner now. Honestly, I think we could maybe free it up a little bit more, so that's something I might consider doing here over the next little bit. But now up the inside of the 99 of De Benedetto, and just like that, we had gotten ourselves back into the top 25 as we'll pass the 99 and right to the back of Honeyman, and you can see off the corner how well I can get the car to hook up. So we just cross back over down to the dog leg side by side with the 70 into turn number 1, and we should be able to complete this pass here. Hold on through 1 out of 2, and that's a completely different car than it was in stage 1. I couldn't throttle up in that situation last stage. Now we can with those adjustments. That puts us into P24, and that's where we would stay for the rest of stage 2. Eric Almirola would take the stage. We end up in 24th, which is, well, exactly what we need to be doing here as we'll get ready for the third and final stage, which is going to be, what, 29 laps of racing? So we will need to pit here. Now 28 laps, actually, it's going to be. So we're going to make some more adjustments. We're going to go down to 47.5 on the wedge, which is another pretty big swing, as now the lights are on, the sun has fallen, we're ready to go racing for the third and final stage here from Phoenix Raceway. A pit stop is necessary, and I think it's going to be under green. Reason I say that is I think that this is one of the tracks that falls in the category of tracks that for whatever reason do not see any AI crashes. I did a 100% race here on stream last week, and we didn't have a single AI incident at this track, and that was after turning up the AI incident frequency. Don't know why, but it seems like there's tracks that simply do not have crashes. It's weird, and it's a bit of an unfortunate flaw of this game. Of course, there's many flaws in this game that I am going to be making a video on as well, kind of highlighting the positives and the negatives of this game, because there's plenty of positives to this game, but there's also plenty of negatives to this game. Fortunately, unlike NASCAR 21 Ignition, where all the negatives we talked about were a lot of game-breaking negatives, none of the negatives in this game are really game-breaking, but there is one that's pretty impactful, and it comes down to how the playoffs work in the game. Definitely going to be making note of that, because that is a unbelievable bug to have in the game that somehow isn't fixed. But nonetheless, in our own race here, we're making some good headway. We're up to 22nd, just about, battling Clements. There's my teammate of Dean Thompson in the number 26 right there, just in front. As it will roll through 1 and off of turn 2 down the back straightaway. Really working hard here to get past this number 51 as Almirola continues to lead in 3 and off of turn 4. He has led every single lap of this race as we clear Clements, put ourselves up into 22nd, and now we can settle in behind Thompson. But not only are we settling in, no, we're actually running him down. So we have gotten to this number 26. We've got Shane Van Gisbergen just in front of him, and the pit window is already open, so don't be surprised if you start to see some cars pull off the track here pretty soon as we exit turn 4 right to the back of the 26. We'll dive to the inside, cross the dog leg now, and come back up on the racetrack right on the 26, and not quite clear. I was hoping you would clear him into turn number 1, but we should be able to clear him at least to the center and off of turn 2. There we go. Clear on the 26th. We'll settle into the 20th position. Can we run down SVG? Look on the track map, bottom left. We've got some takers in the pit lane. So here we go. Green flag pit stop cycle is kicking off. Not really sure what the strategy is going to be quite yet. 8 laps of field left, and I'm thinking maybe 2 tires if we stretch this out a little bit further. But we got more and more drivers that are about to start hitting the pit lane. That's going to spice things up here. Now, what's awesome about the Xfinity Series is the final stages are long enough to where we're not like trucks where we're having pit stops right at the end of a race. Now there's actually time to let a proper green flag pit stop cycle actually run itself through, and it makes this a lot more fun. As you can see, now a lot of takers in the pits. We're now up into the top 15. We're going to continue to gain some track position now. Okay, here we go. We got our pit crew chief saying, hey, it's time to pit. They want me to take no tires, interestingly enough. And I would go in and I'm like, okay, first of all, let's make a wedge adjustment. But I look at my right front tire. It's at 38%. It's going to be close. But the only change I would make, because I'm putting trust in my crew chief, we're going to actually go down to 0.5 can of fuel, so half a can of fuel, and we're going to come into the pits, and like I said, we're going to trust our crew chief, but I feel like we need right side tires, but crew chief recommends none. We're going to trust them here and see what the outcome is. We get into our pit box and simply it's a splash of fuel. 3 seconds. We're going to gain a ton of time. We're even out in front of Sammy Smith, but I slide across his nose. He gets out in front of me, but we've gained heaps of time because other drivers have taken 2. Or maybe even 4, but I know they've taken it the bare minimum. They've taken 2 tires. I immediately feel like we're in trouble, and I don't know. We're coming to 9 laps to go. Can we hold on before the drivers that we were around run us back down? I really don't know. We just got to run hard. But look at these guys. They're destroying me. Through goes Ryan Sieg, William Sawalich, who's already won a race this season at Atlanta. Josh Williams, he's currently leading. He is yet to pit. We're currently P16, which, I mean, if it finished like this, that's awesome. But we know that's not going to happen, and cars are running me down fast. The pit cycle had officially run its course. We were P15, Almirola back to the lead, but Eckes has run me down, and over the next lap or 2, we've only got 5 laps to go, but look how quickly these guys are catching me. Here goes the 27 of Jeff Burton. There goes the 1 of Carson Kowalpo. We got nothing for them, and my tire warning lights come on as well, and I'm realizing as we come to 4 to go, we are dropping like a fly. There goes the 4 of Retzlaff. We should have trusted our instinct of going for right side tires, but an Xfinity rookie, I'm going to put some faith and trust into my crew chief, but I feel like I've made the wrong decision. Coming to 3 laps to go, Shane Van Gisbergen has run me down for 20th. We were running, 20th or 21st when we pitted, so coming to 2 to go for the leader of Almirola. I mean, it's going to maybe net out to where we were, but I don't know if this is the right call. Here comes Dean Thompson. There goes Daniel Dye. Dean Thompson we were ahead of, so my, of course, Sam Hunt Racing teammate is going to pass me. Eric Almirola is coming up to start the final lap. He's already started the final lap. There's only 1 car, I think, in between me and Almirola right now, and Almirola, actually, that's Clements behind me. As we slide out of turn 2, Almirola into turn 3 is actually going to lap Clements coming to the checkered, which means I cannot lose any more positions, thankfully. So we cross the line, and if Clements did not get lapped, Almirola has won. Part-time driver, he will not be in the playoffs. He can be in the owner playoffs, but that means I would have definitely gotten passed by Clements. We would have ended up 23rd. So we definitely should have taken right side tires. We made the wrong call. Crew chief made the wrong call. I should have trusted my instinct there and say, hey, let's take rights, and that's something we're going to have to keep in our mind here. It's a new team to Sam Hunt Racing, a 3rd car operation as we go for a nice little fancy slide off of turn 4. We still beat the sponsored goal, but a little bit disappointed because I think we could have been at the bare minimum 20th, probably even go for 19th or 18th, so yeah, disappointed about that for sure, as Eric Almirola would pick up the victory here to put the 19 at least in the owners' playoffs, as Connor Zilish still at the top of the standings in the playoff grid. We're still P20, but we're quite a ways out of the top 12, as you can see, which currently belongs to Taylor Gray. We'll take a more in-depth look at the standings going into the next episode, but we will be going to Las Vegas to kick off the episode, and we'll be getting a level 4 just body, chassis, engine, and suspension, if possible, in the car. I'll see you guys then. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.